Hi everyone, welcome back to Wrestling Fun with Father and Son. I'm Father Matt, and this is Son.
Hi.
And this is the week that's WWE. This is Raw. Yes, Raw, the 2nd of the 9th, 2019. Started off with a contract signing, or an attempted contract signing, between Braun Strowman and Seth Rollins. Not like I said, it was an attempted one because there's not much to it. Basically, Seth was saying that he had beaten the Beast, being Brock Lesnar, and that he was now going to slay a monster at Clash of Champions. Obviously, they're both doing double duty, and because they're the Raw Tag Team Champions, defending them against Ziggler and Rude, and then they're also having a match. Obviously, Seth versus Braun Strowman for the Universal title. Seth Rollins ended up signing his half of the contract before Braun Strowman could sign his. AJ Styles and the OC came out and did a bit of a promo. AJ Styles was basically saying why was it Braun Strowman who got a title shot when he just looked at the belt, and basically did a little bit of a mocking of that, saying who am I going to face at Clash of Champions for my United States Championship. And then he was sort of teasing the OC, Gallows, Anderson, by saying don't look at my belt, don't look at my belt because you'll be the one, which I thought was quite funny. And then he said about Ziggler and Rude, why they got a title shot when they're not even a team, which I thought was quite poignant, to be honest. It was a very valid point, because they aren't a team, and why are they getting a title shot? That is the question. He ends up coming down to the ring with the OC, rips up the contract. That infuriates Braun Strowman, who then sort of he threw the table, kind of, didn't he? Sort of picked up the table, threw it into AJ Styles. Then they had a bit of a brawl, and then set up a match between the OC, Seth Rollins, and Braun Strowman. Not much to this match, to be honest. Seth Rollins won the match with Braun Strowman. AJ Styles then attacked after the match. Then Seth Rollins took out AJ Styles. Braun Strowman then decided to run round the ring and do his sort of shoulder block into Carl Anderson. Then he went running round. He went into Luke Gallows, but in turn through Gallows, when he did his shoulder block through Gallows, Seth Rollins was standing behind him, and he took out Seth Rollins as well. So they heightened it a little bit there as well. Only for then Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode to come down and do a 5-on. If you listen to Corey Graves, it was 5-on-3. It wasn't. It was a 5-on-1 attack on Braun Strowman. They threw Braun Strowman into the steel steps. They picked up the steel steps and sort of whipped him into the steel steps, and then they did a magic killer and a phenomenal forearm to Braun Strowman. That was how they ended that bit. So we still don't know who AJ Styles' opponent is at Clash of Champions. We'll have to find out. Next, Cedric Alexander. He was being interviewed about his King of the Ring match later on, only for then the OC and AJ Styles to attack him. Why, we don't know. They just did. They're sort of just stamping their authority on Raw, I think. Then we had Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode versus Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins. Not much to this. Agoras DDT finish. That was it. No comeback from the previous section. No Braun Strowman or Seth Rollins out. None of that. Then we had Lacey Evans versus Natalya. But before Lacey Evans could get to the ring, Natalya sort of came out and attacked her. And the end of this match was that Lacey Evans threw her handkerchief into Natalya's face, got the women's right, and she got the win. Don't know why. Lacey Evans has been gone for so long, and then she comes back with no real sort of comeback. She just appeared and she's in matches. It's a bit funny. Then we had Becky Lynch had a promo about Sasha Banks, about all the stuff that's been happening. Sasha Banks then came out saying that she should have really been Becky. She should have headlined WrestleMania, and she should have been where Becky Lynch is now. If it weren't for Nia Jax and that punch last year that broke Becky Lynch's nose, then she wouldn't have been there. That was basically it. And then they set up a match between Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch, Clash of Champions for the title. So to be fair, I believe that Sasha Banks is going to be the new women's champion, or Raw Women's Champion, at the end of that. So, but we'll do a predictions video closer to the time to say what we think. Then we get the second round King of the Ring match. Baron Corbin versus Cedric Alexander. Cedric Alexander was obviously selling the fact that he had an injury at the hands of the OC and AJ Styles. Baron Corbin got the end of days on and got the win. That was how it went down. So Baron Corbin's advanced, and I honestly, is he going to win the whole tournament? They might just do it. And then we get to the Viking Squash. Yes, the Viking Raiders, or the Viking Squash as I like to call them, versus two jobbers. They got a win. And they don't know what to do with this team. Then we got the next King of the Ring, second round match, Samoa Joe versus Ricochet. Samoa Joe did do a little bit of a promo before saying he's going to be like King Joe, which I think it's a bit funny, to be honest, being as he sort of, a few weeks ago for the reunion, he was like saying how that was just a joke and that was just this, that and the other. And now he's saying he loves the King of the Ring idea. It's a bit of a weird character trait. Anyway, this match, there was a little bit of blood. Samoa Joe got a little bit of blood accidentally. I think the ending of this match was that he went up to the top rope with Ricochet, got the Coquina clutch. Ricochet sort of pushed back on it. They both fell on each other, both put arms over each other's like chests, got a 1, 2, 3 count. Then the ref went over to the sort of timekeeper's bit, got a headset mic, he was talking to someone backstage. Then they sort of said they were going to make a decision later on. He went off, walked to the back, and Samoa Joe attacked Ricochet. That was kind of how that ended. Then we had Seth Rollins and Braun Strowman. They had a backstage little bit. It was announced that now we're going to have Steve Austin. Stone Cold Steve Austin is going to sort of officiate the contract signing next week, because it's Michael Cole who was doing it, and Cole obviously hasn't. He hasn't got no authority really, has he? Like Austin has. So that'd be quite interesting. And then we got another Fireflies Funhouse. They have returned. The first thing that Bray Wyatt would like to say was sorry to Finn Balor, because obviously they had a match at SummerSlam. Then we had the boss Vince was there saying about how Bray had challenged either Braun Strowman or Seth Rollins to a match for the Universal title at Hell in a Cell, which I'm going to guess, Kai, is a Hell in a Cell match maybe with The Fiend. That's going to be a very interesting thing. Seth Rollins probably versus The Fiend, I'm guessing. That's going to be a little bit. It's not predictions. The predictions are coming in a couple of weeks, but I'll make a couple of predictions in this video. So yeah, it was a nice little, it was a solid Fireflies Funhouse. Let's say they keep going with his momentum. We'll have to see how they go forward. Then we had Corey Graves backstage with the ref, who made the call in the King of the Ring match, only for then Baron Corbin to sort of interfere in it and say no, it will be both of them have been eliminated. They should be eliminated. I should get first. I should get a bye to the end of the tournament, only for the referee to say no, it will now be a triple threat match next week. So now next week it's going to be Baron Corbin versus Ricochet versus Samoa Joe in a King of the Ring qualifier, and then the winner of that will then go on to the final, which I'm guessing is Clash of Champions. And then we got Rey Mysterio, had another interview, basically teasing that his son again is going to be a wrestler. That was kind of it. Then we had a throwaway match, The Miz versus Cesaro. The Miz won. That was all. And then we get onto the main event, which they called a Women's Championship Summit, which is weird because it was just a tag team women's match. All 4 women had the belts. That was kind of it. We had Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss, who are the women's tag team champions, versus Bayley, who is the SmackDown Women's Champion, and Becky Lynch, who is the Raw Women's Champion. Not much to be fair in this match. Sasha Banks came out during the match just to have a look. That was kind of pivotal at the end, because Sasha Banks ended up causing a DQ finish when she jumped into the ring and attacked Becky Lynch. She then grabbed a chair, she attacked Becky Lynch with the chair, only for Bayley to come in, pick the chair up, looked like she was going to not condone it, only to turn her back on Becky Lynch and hit her with the chair and turn heel in the process. So Bayley is now a heel. So yeah, that was Raw. To be fair, I don't think it felt as full as what Raws have done in the previous sort of few weeks. This one was sort of a thumbs in the middle. It was average. It wasn't going. It wasn't a brilliant show, and it wasn't a rubbish show. It sort of progressed the stories a little bit more. But we still don't know who AJ Styles is facing at Clash of Champions. That they need to lock that in now. They haven't really got anyone in the program. I thought they were going to add him into that match and have it as a triple threat, or they were going to have they were going to have 3 belts. They could potentially walk away with 3 belts, but that isn't the way they go on by the looks of it. Anyway, what did you think of Raw? What did you like on Raw? What was what was the best bit of Raw, did you think?
The Viking Raiders versus the Jobbers.
You thought that was the best bit?
Mhm.
Why do you think that's the best bit?
Because I kind of like the Viking Raiders.
You quite like the Viking Raiders, yeah. They're a good team, but it's just a shame that the WWE just don't know what to do with them, and they just keep putting them every week in matches against two jobbers. You know they're going to beat them within 2 minutes, or not even that, 30 seconds. There's no clear plan. They don't put them into any matches for any normal tag team, except for last week. They could have had a program with the OC by now, because they did have a DQ for, they both eliminated themselves in that tag team turmoil last week. But they haven't progressed with that, and it is frustrating. But you know what it is. Anyway, that is our recap, review, reactions of Raw. So yeah, the schedule this week, there's going to be no unboxing this week, Kai, because the week that was WWE SmackDown, which normally would be on a Wednesday or a Thursday, it's going to have to be on a Friday this week. It's the only way we can fit it in. So it's going to be a couple of days late. That in turn means that I'm not going to put out an unboxing, because I normally do them on Friday. Probably not going to put out as many either, because I put them out every week and they're just not getting the views that I would like them to get. So I think I need a break from that. We need to come up with a new video series, I think, that does get the views. We're probably going to have a reflective on The Fiend and Bray Wyatt's character. I think that's going to come soon. And the Fireflies Funhouse, I think we're going to have a look back and see what we feel and how they sort of progressing with that, and see what we think they can go in the future with that. I think that's quite a cool little video we can do. We'll leave it there. So I'll say, if you like this video, please like, comment and subscribe. Also check out our NXT UK TakeOver Cardiff reactions, that's a bit of a mouthful, and our AEW All Out reactions, which I'll put the links at the end of this video. And I'll say goodbye, and say goodbye, Kai.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.